Hello everybody, it's Vinny SOB, playing my favorite game, Company of Heroes, with the Blitzkrieg mod, and also using the D-Day June 1944 historical add-on, which is basically just different skins. We can talk about that later. But at any rate, I'd like to give a quick
Enemy unit
tutorial
down.
on the Blitzkrieg mod, and specifically go over one of the doctrines for the Americans, um, and that being the Infantry Company. If you haven't played Blitzkrieg, a couple of key differences. One, the damage model. A mortar will take out an entire squad one hit. Cover means everything. If somebody's shooting at you and you're behind cover and you have green cover, it's going to be like you see here with my Rangers, or really anything I have here. They're going to be able to resist being hit. Whereas if someone's out in the open, the squad will be killed almost instantly, especially if they go up against, as you can see, look at that. I mean, that was a far shot from guys with Thompsons and almost took out that sniper, just spraying at them. So if you run into an MG42 or something, I mean, it's pretty much over.
Enemy unit down.
Plus the suppression effect is great. You easily suppress troops with MGs. But another big thing is, besides the damage, is, as you can see, this is zoomed out much farther than the vanilla, call it a Company of Heroes. You're probably about there with standard Company of Heroes. It's not quite as pretty, I guess, when it's this far out, but I don't care as much about seeing the all of the pixels. I'd rather be able to have better control over my troops, which is you can do here because you can zoom out much
Enemy
further.
unit down.
But at any rate, so those are two of the key differences with Blitzkrieg. But one of the other things that is a key difference is the way the factions or the doctrines are set up. So you'll notice here, and in fact, this is universal. For America, if you remember, you had your barracks, your headquarters, the same buildings, your supply yard, tank depot, and motor pool, and of course, weapons support center. Now, originally, I believe you can only build your engineers, and maybe you had an upgrade for demolitions in the headquarters. Here you have engineers, you have your Jeep, you have the 37mm gun, you have a troop transport, and you have an ammunition transport. Now you notice here there's also a Jeep that's blacked out, and if you look, it says here it's a 50 caliber Jeep, requires airborne doctrine. That's not 100% accurate actually, because you can get this with the infantry, which we're going to show you here in a second. You'll see here you have the standard 3 upgrades for the production levels, and then you have 1 for fuel in the supply yard. Here you have the motor pool. You'll notice there are several more vehicles than there used to be in the standard motor pool. And you have a couple that are blacked out here, grayed out. This one is the light ambulance truck, which says it requires an infantry doctrine. And you have the command car, which says it requires armor doctrine. And you also have, not only on your buildings, but on a lot of your pieces as well, you'll have this additional production options button. And if you look here, you have the M24 Chaffee light tank, your 57mm anti-tank, your 76mm, and then here there's a M8 Scott howitzer, and it says it needs armor doctrine and a supply yard use. So the only thing we're missing here is armor doctrine. Another thing about the Blitzkrieg mod, you'll see these give some pretty in-depth details about what kind of armament the weapon or vehicle's carrying, or even the troops, and what it's good for, and how thick the armor is, things of that nature. So it's really a good job here. If you look at the motor pool here before you pick a doctrine, because I have not picked one yet. Right now you have the M4 Sherman unlocked, which is a standard tank in Company of Heroes, the vanilla. You will see that some of these just need to be activated in the commander tree, and every doctrine has them. Some are specific to a doctrine. So here you have the Crocodile, which is a standard unit. Once it's unlocked in the commander tree, it'll be used. Your 76er, same thing. Here you have the Easy 8 Sherman. This requires the Armor Doctrine, which is specifically for tanks, which we'll go over, and it's similar, I guess, to the other one. But the Easy 876. You have the Jumbo Sherman, which is specific to Infantry Doctrine. It has the smaller gun on it. What do I want to say? The smaller cannon on it. However, it does have thick frontal armor, so it's great, you know, to take a hit, and you can put some. And I'll actually even show you this. We're going to put some explosive rounds on it, which makes it great against infantry. And then Infantry Doctrine also has the 105 Sherman, which is an infantry or a artillery tank. And then, of course, there's upgraded protection level 2, which I have already done level 1. But level 2 will take you, is something you get only with the Armor Doctrine. Then, of course, you have the repair, which I'll just hit now. And then you have a second page, which is tank destroyers. This one is standard for all of them, the M10. Same with the Hellcat and the Jackson as well. And Jackson needs the Armor Doctrine, and of course your Pershings require Armor Doctrine.
Enemy unit down.
Something else that's pretty interesting is you used to have Weapons Support Center and the barracks to create troops.
Field repair is now
It's
available.
no longer like that. The Weapons Support Center is literally weapons support, and there are going to be these 4 standard, you know, upgrades here: your sticky bombs, which I'll get now, your demolitions, your anti-tank mines, and your smoke. But once you pick a doctrine, you're also going to have the second row here will have additional items that you can upgrade. Of course, you can make your medics out of the triage center. And we go here to the barracks now. And this is where you can make all of your troops. The only reason the sniper's grayed out is because I already have 2 of them on the screen. Same thing with the ranger captain. I already have one built. That's why he's grayed out. But normally these 2 top rows are always there. And you can see now you can get you know, the anti-tank squad and your rangers. You can get your tank commanders, of course, which you always could before, but all of this is in the same building. I think the only thing that's completely different would be the anti-tank squad and the recon troop, which I'll build now. This is pretty much the same as a sniper, except it doesn't shoot, and he has binoculars, but he functions in the same way. You can camouflage him, move him on his radar vision, so let's see what these guys are doing.
We'll have him back to full strength in no time.
Everybody okay up here? Good. Okay. So, at any rate, we'll get him built and show you what's going on with him. But also, you'll see these 2 that are grayed out. You have the repair engineer team for the Armor Doctrine, which all this engineer group can do is repair tanks. That's all they do. And they basically add a whole other strength bar to make them super tough. And then you have the combat engineers for the infantry doctrine, who only make you know, field guns, you know, defensive items. They don't build buildings, but you can put Thompsons on them, which makes them extremely deadly up close. So here's our recon troop. As you can see, you have the evasive action and you have the binoculars. So you can move him around. He can capture points, but he's a really cool addition because you get him into cover and he'll automatically cloak just like the sniper.
Enemy unit down.
Or you can cloak him and, you know, camouflage him, and he'll move really slow, and he has a smaller field of vision. But you can move him into enemy territory, and you know they need something like a recon vehicle, a recon troop to see him. So it's really good. Get him up there, and then we'll put the binoculars on and show you just how much vision he does give you.
Enemy unit down.
Alright, so we have all of that. Now we're going to actually pick a doctrine. And we're going to go with the infantry. And as you can see, this is there are many more things to choose from than the standard infantry doctrine in Company of Heroes vanilla. Here you have a number of things that are, and really this doctrine is based on your rangers or troops really in general and artillery. That's what it's based on. So you have here your rapid response. You can reinforce quicker. You have defensive operations, which allows you to build things with your riflemen, such as barbed wire, slit trenches, things of that nature. Mass production for the weapons allows you to get them much cheaper, and increased mobilization, which lets you get your troops cheaper, and it does make a difference. It adds up. So those are good for pretty
Smoke
much
cover
all
ready to be
troops.
dropped in.
You know, they're good to go. You do have a couple of vehicles here, and these are standard vehicles, but you do need to unlock
Enemy
to be able
unit
to use
down.
them. You know, in the commander tree, your 76er, which then will allow you to use your Sherman 105, which is something specific to this doctrine, and then of course your Wolverine tank destroyer M10. But something really cool about the infantry doctrine, besides this ranger tree, is the effect that they can build some really cool emplacements. And the first one is the observation post. You have a 107 millimeter grenade pit, mortar pit, and then you have a 76 millimeter. Look at those real quick now that I've done the upgrades for the actual troops to make them cheaper and get their weapons cheaper. Unfortunately, on this map, there's an area here which I cannot build
Enemy
in
unit down.
because it belongs to one of the territories across the map, so I can't build in this middle area, which would really be nice. I did put up some sandbags just to give my guys some cover, and I'm playing the computer on easy, so they're really not going to put up a fight. It was just really more for you know, to show you some things. So at any rate, I'm gonna move this over here in case you weren't aware, which I think pretty much everyone knows. You can use your half track to reinforce troops.
We'll have
So
them
I'll go
back
ahead
to
and
full
do that on my
strength in no time.
anti-tank on my 57 millimeter there. And then I'll just move back a bit. There, good. Let's get out of harm's way. I do have a building here. Let me get those engineers out. Now I can build here because this is my territory. And as you can see, with the engineers, you have multiple, you know, building just like you did before, but you can see how many more things you can build besides just tank traps, barbed wire, a machine gun nest, and sandbags. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with, which is this here, is the 107. This thing is pretty deadly, and it takes a good hit because it is, you know, a fortified structure. So it does take a beating. Get these back up here. Normally, if I owned this territory, I would have slit trenches in here. I'm a huge fan of the slit trenches, something that the British could use, you know, after the, I believe it was the first up, you know, DLC for the game, or maybe it was actually a standalone. God, it's been a long time. Opposing fronts, maybe it was. But at any rate, you know, they added slit trenches in Blitzkrieg to all the factions, which is great because they're better than sandbags, and they're, you know, more reliable than buildings. They're sturdier, and you can withstand mortar hits. And it's good. So also, something about Blitzkrieg, two more things I guess I should mention. They're real big with this camouflage feature. So if you're looking here at this anti-tank on this 57 millimeter, it's firing now, so you're not going to see it. When it's not firing, you're going to see it almost see-through, like these guys, because they're camouflaged. Which gives them a damage bonus, and I'll tell you here, it gives you you can fire multiple shots before they can even see you, and you actually get it's like an ambush. You get a damage bonus, so it's a super great mechanic. The only thing is they can't move while they're camouflaged, so which makes sense, of course. But you have to make sure you take it off. If you're trying to move a troop quickly, you got to go ahead and make sure you take that off. But the camouflage thing is great. In fact, even the machine gun team can do a camouflaged ambush. You can do it with mortar teams. Not with this specific doctrine you can't, but with other doctrines you can. And then here you have your sniper. I'm just clicking on a few of these units to show you what they can do.
Enemy unit down.
One thing, okay, like with the standard Sherman, you have your suppression. When they get up to level 2, they can prepare themselves. You can't. I have a tank commander in there now. You can't eject them. You can put the flail on there. The big thing that I like to do is upgrade the standard Shermans with the explosive rounds, which I've already done, and then putting them on. A few of these units, actually, you don't have to switch back and forth, or it's not a timed round. Some of the units, like the 76er, for example, if you put it onto explosive rounds, then you have to actually aim somewhere on the map and fire it, and it's timed. You only have a certain amount of time, and then it reverts back to the standard round. Same thing with any of your special rounds. But these will always keep whatever you choose on, which is great because they're not that great against tanks anyway because the small cannon, but they are great against infantry, and you do have this suppression fire mechanic here too, which I just wasted, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Now here's this 107 millimeter mortar pit. That thing is up. It can also launch incendiary rounds, which are great. In fact, I'll sit here and hit this building with them since something's hidden in here. You can tell it's red. Something's actually in this building. I just can't see what. So we're going to light it on fire, and we'll see if it comes down or if it comes out of there. A little bit of fire spread. Yep, something's dying. 2 XP. Yeah, even the gunner died walking through the fire. So yeah, it's killing. Yeah, whatever was in there is now dead from the fire. So yeah, it's really cool. Standard engineers, you notice there's 6 in a squad now, which makes them a lot more effective. And you'll see these little bars under the troops over here, and that's because I built a ranger captain, which can call in a 7-man squad of riflemen, which already have bars. You don't have to upgrade them or anything. You can do a victory target, which is basically all your mortars will be able to fire outside of their normal range into an area. And then he can set a retreat point, which is great. And you also you can do the forced retreat. There's something the Germans have, one of their abilities, to chase these guys away. But alright, we built that. So now let's go to the other unique thing you can build, and it's the 76 millimeter emplacement. And I don't know if I'm going to have room for it over here. So we'll just build it over here. No, we'll build it there. We'll build it here. Okay, no, actually we'll build it back here, just in case something gets across. So you build it, you face it. Basically just a 76 tank gun and you know, sandbags and everything around it, so it makes it
enemy unit
a lot less susceptible to fire. Now, as I said earlier, the Weapons Support Center, once you pick a doctrine, will give you anything that's unique to that doctrine. Now, there's only one for, and this is the only one that only has one, and it's the infantry has the bazooka upgrade. So it's just a better bazooka rocket. It can penetrate 20 millimeters more armor, so something worth doing. Especially since you're probably going to want to focus on rangers. And again, you pair them with a ranger captain, and they get. You can see these guys are already a 3-level veteran unit. So it is good to go. And of course, ranger captains didn't exist in vanilla. You only had lieutenants and captains with the British. All right. So those two things are built. Now, another thing that is unique is the fortified observation post, and these things are pretty cool too. Just trying to find one that has a little more room. Have something on there. Okay, it'll fit here. So I'll go ahead and build it there. And basically, just like it does with any of these reinforced weapons, it's basically just reinforcement around the capture point. But what's cool about it is you can actually put guys inside it, and it will, I believe, it will actually increase the value of it. Not obviously for a manpower, but if you put it around like a munitions or a fuel, it will increase it as if you put an observation post on it. And I think they're the same price. They're like 200, right? No, they're 250. So it's 50 more, and I think it does take 3 manpower. But you can reinforce from here if you have an injured. Let me get in there. inside. So you can put them inside, and as you can see, you can actually heal the guys that are inside there. It's pretty cool. Plus, it gives them great cover, you know, so they can fight. So it's a really, you know, they're pretty cool actually. Let's go back here. You see this guy's in cover, and I know on Blitzkrieg or even on standard Company of Heroes, you're going to have a shield. Here they use helmets. I actually prefer the shield because the green and yellow helmet, they don't look that much different. I mean, the shields are, you know, much more clear. However, when you're out in the open, it does give you a skull. See, there's the yellow. You can see it. Well, if you're out in the open, it will give you a skull. Apparently, it doesn't do it on this guy, but that's what it'll typically do. So we'll get him over here, and then I'm going to click on him here, and I'm going to show you how much vision he gets. Click on those binoculars, and he's pretty far away. So if I put him up here, which I will be able to do in a second,
Let's put some fear into
be able to see how much it
Breaking
actually
engagement.
grows, because these are actually really good pieces. Even if you don't use the binoculars, which again I would have a slit trench here typically with him in there with binoculars.
Enemy
on.
unit
There's
down.
Binoculars. You can see how far the binoculars can see. Or again, you could just sneak into enemy territory with the camouflage ability on, evasive action, and you'll see things from in there. So let's see what else I have here. Alright, now as you can see, nothing changed inside the supply yard. Now when you do use other doctrines like armor, you'll get some extra fuel upgrades, but that's for another video. Here, one of the things that was showing that would highlight if you pick this doctrine is the light ambulance truck. We'll build one. It's basically a mobile triage center. You can move it around. You can actually believe you can even put guys in it and transport them around, but you'll move it around and we'll put it over somewhere and just use it to heal. But it's not a bad thing, and it's, you know, it's 180 bucks. It's pretty cheap, so.
Ready to go.
So I'll just move it over here,
Yeah, rolling. Let's get in there.
and you can see there's a little first aid drop down here that just makes it stationary, and then it starts healing. Alright, now remember it said earlier 50 cal Jeep is only with airborne. That's just a misprint. The airborne, I believe they get it as well, or a version of it, but we'll make one. This is infantry gets it too. Now the other thing you'll notice, remember over here there used to be repair engineers. Well, now you have combat engineers, and again there's a great breakdown of what they do. But these guys are good to go. All my buildings are built, so I don't need to build any buildings. Combat engineers would be the way to go from here on out, because they can actually fight. And really it's the Thompsons that do it. You can put a flamethrower and a Thompson or two Thompsons, and you get in close with those Thompsons and they will literally tear units apart, just like these Rangers will. So. Alright, so showed you some of those differences. Don't have that unlocked yet. So, do the 76er, which is a standard unit, but here's the M105,
76er on the field.
which now you have the Jumbo Sherman, which is unique to the infantry company, and again it's not the best against vehicles. The 75 millimeter L40 cannon is not great, but it does take a hit. It has thick frontal armor, and this is one that I will upgrade every time with the incendiary or the HE rounds, and then that way they're good against knocking out
Enemy unit
machine
down.
gun nests and or taking out guys. Oops, don't want to. And then we'll build the howitzer, or the M105 Sherman. So here's combat engineers. So you can put Thompsons on them. You can see they can only build defensive and attack structures, aside from, of course, the observation posts. They can repair stuff, of course, but they cannot build buildings. Another cool thing is they have concussion grenades, which are pretty cool. So we'll put another set of Thompsons on them. Just move them up here. So here we go. We have the jumbo Sherman, and again the smaller cannon. So I'll load the high explosive rounds. And once those are done, these can only be done near the building or near a one of these trucks here, ammunition truck. So we'll take that and we'll get it up to the front. Pretty soon I'll just charge across and take these guys out once I show you a few more things. And here you have the 105 Sherman, which is just really a howitzer on wheels. I'll bring it up here too. Another unique thing about Blitzkrieg is all units can sprint, which they all should be able to. It's silly that they can only sprint when they're retreating, you know, in vanilla, and even in really any of the other mods I've played. This is the only one that, if I remember correctly, that allows all units to sprint. The only ones that can't are units that are pulled, like obviously that are attached to a tank gun, or they have mortar, or they have my ranger's scared away. Get my rangers on this gun here.
On that weapon, take position. Move your butts.
Alright, get on that gun.
Stay low. No problem. Got it.
Looks like they won't because somebody got stuck in the
Need
wall.
something? Asses in gear, Rangers. Get those boots working, man.
Alright, come out of there, buddy.
Man. Butts in gear.
Well, that's unfortunate. I guess that's a minor glitch. This guy got stuck in the wall, so he can't get out.
Okay,
And that must have happened when I was reinforcing him from this truck.
On that weapon.
Enemy
Take
unit
position.
down.
Let's
Well,
get the ranger
what is it?
captain off.
Try not to get killed. See you soon.
Ready for orders.
Troop.
Maybe I
On me.
can, sometimes you can put him in a building and get him out of a.
Inside, Rangers. To the wall.
Let's see.
Let's bunker down in there.
Nope,
Butts
they're
in
actually
gear.
stuck in there.
Double time
That's
it,
a level
boys.
3 ranger.
Get those boots working, man.
Okay, well, no big deal. Whatever. Anyway, again, this focuses on rangers. We have a close quarters battle squad. They're awesome. You can drop them off in any unoccupied building or just in any spot on the map, and they'll come off the map. The cool thing is, though, if you do it on an unoccupied building, they will actually exit that building wherever it is on the map. So that's really unique. Plus, they can fight tanks. They can build a bunch of defensive things like sandbags, and they can lay mines, and they automatically camouflage when they're in cover and they're not moving, which is really good. So we're going to build those. Again, you have a Ranger Deep Infiltration truck. I think they had this in the original. I don't remember now, but you can build Rangers from it, and then you have some, veteran
Enemy unit
for the
down.
Rangers.
Reinforcements available.
But we'll call in that truck. Just bring
Roger
it
that.
here, and I'll show you what these Rangers can do. Like here's an unoccupied building. At least it looks unoccupied. I click
Roger
on it,
that.
and they just pop out of
Time
it,
to kill
which
some
is
crowd.
just
Rifles at the
great.
ready.
So, and you can see they can throw grenades. They can actually set booby traps, which is cool. They do have to fire it up like the airborne do, so they can run through fire and avoid suppression. And of course, they can build these different things. And they can fire a
Rifle squad, here.
So I believe they have one with the Thompson, and they have a shotgun, and it shows, but I didn't see them actually carrying a shotgun. But at least one of them, looks like two of them have Thompsons, so they're pretty deadly.
Army's finest here.
And this guy. Oh, fire that bazooka.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
they might not get to you.
Go, go, go. Move your ass. Move,
I'll get them over here, let them cloak, and I can do something with them in a minute.
Casualty Casualties being
They
reported.
didn't make it. Anyway, I can make more. I have plenty of money, but that's what they do. Yeah, that tank came in at a bad angle for me. And then I brought in the truck, which was the other item.
Combat support ready to roll
And you can
out.
see it comes standard with a Ranger squad. It calls them Infiltration squad, but they're just a Ranger squad that's already upgraded, basically. And they'll pop out of the truck.
Where
The
we
truck,
headed?
just like the Ranger
Ordering
captain,
gear.
can set a rally point,
Roger
which is
that.
good, so you can go ahead and do that. So you'll see here, you not only have the regular retreat, you have the retreat back to rally point. You can only have one or the other. Either the truck sets it or the captain sets it. You can delete it once it is set and let the other person or move it, set it, or you can move it. You just click on it and then hit the delete on your keyboard. You can see you can just delete it. But at any rate,
Yes, sir.
so you do have these Rangers. Now these Rangers do have fire it up. They do have, of course, grenades. Which another thing about Blitzkrieg, the units that would normally have grenades have them. You don't have to worry about buying grenade upgrade, which is great. You also have the satchel charges. You do have a camouflage ambush, which is great.
What we do.
You have grenade volley. You have stun grenade, and you have booby traps as well. So these are like kind of a nice mix between the infiltration squad and the standard Rangers. And then you can build more of them
Got it.
right out of the truck, just like you could in the other one, I believe. After the 4.95 upgrade for Blitzkrieg, you can no longer build snipers out of this. You used to be able to build a Ranger sniper too. Then you have the 30 cal squad.
Got drone activity over here. Got it.
So as you can see, same thing. These guys, all
No
this.
problem. Rangers here.
I believe they come standard with one of them. Might have this.
Enemy unit.
So yeah, they come standard. Pop up there. Here comes the Tiger. Nice. Unfortunately, that bridge went down though, and I have tank traps all along the other bridges.
Okay, man.
Let's get the combat engineers over here and start fixing this. All right, and there's this 30 cal squad. Now they have sticky bombs and they have armor piercing. There's another thing. I mean, if you look here, like my machine gun nest, for example, see how it levels up. You can do suppression with it. You can do armor piercing. Pretty cool things. Here's my jumbo. Some explosive rounds on it. Here's my powers. You can see it's got a pretty tight spread. It's not crazy like a double. The other thing, like I said, besides the range, the 76 millimeter tank gun, you do have a lot of artillery options. You can build artillery, and you can call in artillery. So it's pretty cool. Set itself up over there. We gotta do that.
Put us in the fight.
Yep.
All right. This mortar back a bit.
What?
And you can see, just like in the other game, in the vanilla, you get like the better defense when you're near a tank.
Pay attention.
Ready for the crowds.
How do
Put
you
the tank
like that?
commander
Got a
in here.
goddamn right. Orders?
Set these guys up here. Now this Ranger squad, as I said, it's basically like a 30 cal machine gun squad.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right, I think these guys are reinforced.
57 mil.
First
at
of all, let's
your service.
camouflage that.
Welding, shooting,
Grab
sleeping.
these guys. Start
Heads on the way. Just listen to that engine purr.
Just drive.
I just want to make sure that if that Tiger comes back, that my guys are
Need something?
in good enough
Stay
shape
low.
to fight them.
Need something?
Right, I'm
I'll stick
listening.
the Ranger Captain to these guys now.
Orders received.
Dunlop, get
These
that
guys
Heavy
weapon
weapons
loaded.
squad returning to
AT
full
here.
strength. Having back
Okay.
to full strength in no time.
I don't think he got to see the 105 fire. They can fire pretty far. So where's this idiot gonna go? There we go. Fires. 5 at him. You see, it's just like one artillery back down my see the anti-tank shell popped on. Another cool thing is the tanks can blow up. Sometimes the rounds inside will start exploding and killing the troops around them. There's just a lot of besides all the things I've mentioned and all the extra units.
Just light recon is on gassed up and good
That's
to
the
go.
50 cal Jeep. You can see it's got the big 50 cal on it. Alright, so we've looked at all of that.
Enemy unit down.
I've seen all of that.
Shots are pounding us to hell here.
So that's pretty much it for the differces in units.
Tally
It's-
ho, we're ready to
You've
go.
seen them
Sure
all.
won't be bothering us.
You know, there's some pretty cool units, what have you. And really what I want to do.
Confirmed.
Wow, that was a bad place to pop up.
Making clear contact. Get the fuck in there.
Casualties being reported.
Wow. You see how quick a machine gun team will tear down units. And those guys even have the veteran upgrade and everything. Veterancy upgrade. So, yeah,
Roger.
the damage
Let's
model
burn
is
some rubber.
much higher
Just
on
drive.
this. Those guys. There's
Anti-tank crew ready. 57 millimeter at your service. Engineers, saddle up.
congested over here.
Hand detail,
Get back
hustle it
over
up.
there. Fix it.
Understood.
Alright. Another
Enemy
thing you can do
unit
with these
down.
guys is, like I said here, build artillery. And this is one thing that's maybe not so great about Blitzkrieg mod is no matter which doctrine or which which faction you take or whatever, there is some sort of artillery, and it's quite a bit of it. So as you can see, I mean, this map is, I believe, medium. So I'm a little beyond the halfway point, but I'm going to be able to just kill them without ever going across to their base with this. And really, the thing is, because I can build 4 of these, and the howitzer tank, and I can actually build, I'll show you on the second page here, out of this forward base I have here. I can build multiple forward bases. You can build anti-tank guns, a bunch of stuff, but I also have a 75mm pack howitzer. So, yeah, that's going to be...
Reinforcement underway. Engineer lost.
AT here.
Alright, well here's this little pack howitzer I have here.
Enemy unit down.
Now what I am going to have to do though is make sure to build this bridge that again, this would be a great place for slit trenches. Howitzers in that building. Oh, that panther made it right across. See how that tank's exploding and causing damage, and my guy is running from it? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
en route.
And you can, here's another thing. Rifle grenades. That's something you can upgrade only if you have infantry
57 mil. At your service.
as your chosen
57
doctrine.
here.
Need something? Move it.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
Enemy unit down. Our forces are taking casualties.
Jeez, it's not looking good. I mean, it's gonna be fine.
It's looking good.
Have anything really good at this. Well, luckily I have more points. I'm going a long time. The Tiger did make it through, but I have a lot of rangers here to take it out.
Enemy unit down.
Crazy. Over there.
Rangers here. Go.
See, and I can't even take over this building because it's out of territory.
Orders.
Ready.
Sniper out of here. Okay, we're gonna get these rangers across the way here.
No problem.
I could do like the truck
What's our
rush,
plan?
and like rush the truck across. And then,
Mobile.
alright, combat engineers with them.
Double time. Sniper.
And again, it's really unfortunate these high-level guys are
Ready for the crowds.
not
Have
able
them back
to move
full
across.
strength in no time.
Go ahead. See you soon. Making our way over there now.
Listen up, Rangers. Let's get that point, Rangers.
And the truck can't shoot. Unfortunately, it just got worked. It got whipped out. Oh, God.
Come on! Move out of here, lines! Moving lines! Go! Go!
Oh boy.
Rangers ready. Take
Crappy thing is, unless I take something over,
Enemy
it's
unit
territory. I'm
down.
not gonna reinforce these guys. Truck over there. Just take it.
Rangers ready.
What I'm gonna have to try to do. Ooh,
Lay on 'em. That's it. They ain't nothing. Attack. Position.
let's take this area out.
Roger that.
Come up behind him again with this.
Position.
I'm pretty quick.
Rangers, let's take that point. Oh, we'll take it all right.
One of
Get
these.
inside and grab some wall.
Alright, so you've seen just about everything there is to see.
Enemy unit down.
Except for the fact that I could build a gazillion, well, I could build 4
Artillery
artilleries. So, you kind of saw what happens with the 105 howitzer tank. And you've got extensive range with this thing.
Firing artillery barrage.
I can build 4 of these, but I can't be goofing around too much, so let me get some tanks out there. And, you know, big anti-tank guns, so I can, you know, not worry about Tigers coming across that bridge. I mean, I can always blow it again, but I'd really rather not. My vision guy's out there. I lost my ranger. Oh no, that's a tank commander. That's fine, that'll work. And, you know, again, take it. Alright, now I can make this a base. I plan on doing a video for all of these. You know, I think you've seen pretty much everything there is to see. You know, I could sit here and build all 4 artilleries, along with 2 of these, you know, pack 75 millimeters. I mean, I can do that. And you can really just bombard the hell out of them, which is why I personally prefer large maps, because you really need to get close to be able to
Taking one of our points.
you need to be close to be able to
Enemy unit down.
you know, hit them with the artillery, because it really stinks when you start
Reinforcement
getting
underway.
bombarded. Like right now, I was playing the computer on
Coming back
hard.
to full strength in no time.
Well, it probably would have blown this bridge up over and over and over again, and I would constantly be
up. Go. Break it down. We're moving.
this one's stuck too.
Reporting.
Idiot.
Have them back to full strength in no time.
And it would constantly be, try to get across the bridge. So if this is a user map, it is a cool map, but if it had like one hard crossing that couldn't be
Reinforcement
blown up,
underway.
that'd be a little bit
Enemy
better.
unit down.
So, but yeah, I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna finish it out. Go ahead and kill him. Again, I mean, it's not easy, so it shouldn't be too difficult here.
Combat support ready to roll
If you
out.
want to watch, hey,
Hang
that's
on.
fine. Continue on. I'll just keep rambling, most likely. I'm gonna jump across here.
Ready for the crowd.
Get the rifleman over here. Pick up. Oh, 2 beat up. And again, I mentioned early in the beginning
All I need to know is where
that
they
you
are.
have here a
Combat weapon. Take position.
the D-Day June 1944, which also historical mod, which also comes with
We'll have them back to
the
full
Africa
strength in no
add-on,
time.
which is Brits versus Germans only, and it's has a bunch of new desert maps. It revamps the way they're set up. It's pretty cool, actually. I don't play it too much because there's a lot less options. Only have one tech tree for each, and
Troop. Rangers here.
you know, so it's still really neat. I don't know if it's quite as cool as the Europe at War version that they did with the desert rats and all of that. I mean, that was, I think, maybe a little bit better overall, just because it has more options. But this does follow the Blitzkrieg philosophy of the game, which I do prefer over Europe at War, or really
Infantry
any
reserves
others
en route.
for that matter.
Reinforcement proceeding. Enemy unit down.
Let's blow this up. I doubt it.
Have them back to full strength. Our forces are taking
There
casualties.
Let's go. We got to move.
it wasn't enough. I don't know why it irks me so bad to have the troops stuck.
Good to go.
Let's try it again. See how they
Understood.
can blow up.
Listen up, people.
Reinforcement underway.
All right.
Listen up, Rangers.
Take
Let's
this
get that
out.
point, Rangers. Heavy armor here.
And another thing, they have Blitzkrieg, you have all these options for upgrading and stuff, which is really cool.
Kill some crowds.
And you should big 75 or 76 millimeter, which you would have inside that. That 76 millimeter encampment thing, not encampment, this thing here, the fortification here.
Armor-piercing ammo has arrived on the
Infantry squad lost.
Ready to the ground.
Just down a bit.
Enemy unit down.
Here. Take this machine gun nest back. You know, I don't know, I'm sure most of you have played Company of Heroes 2. Personally, I can't stand it. It seems just cartoony, too blown, too close. Even when I play the version, there is a mod out there that's adds base building to it, and a bunch of new units and upgrades. It just I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I just am not a fan whatsoever. I really prefer this version to it, and especially Blitzkrieg.
We'll have them back to full
But
strength.
the
in
only
no
thing I
time.
really liked about
Have
the
them back
new
to
one
full
at all
strength in no time.
was the fact that you could face machine guns when they were in a building. They will do it automatically in this. If they are getting attacked from the front and their machine gun was facing out the side, they will switch over. But it takes a lot of time, and that's okay, I guess. But I'd prefer if I had multiple machine guns in there, that they would kind of all go out different directions, be a little smarter about facing themselves. Another thing, Ranger Captain, is the True Sight. I think that was pretty cool addition. The True Sight, I did like that. It was pretty neat that you could only see, like, you wouldn't be able to see past this wall if your guys were here. It would be darkened out. So even though I think you know,
Roger
like I
that.
said, I will enjoy the pieces that give you the vision. You know, it is kind of, you know, unrealistic to some degree. You can't see past a wall that's taller than you, obviously. So.
Captain, reporting as ordered. Message received.
Yes.
Standing by.
And as I said earlier, you can get rid of a rally point, which I have one here. I'm going to delete it.
105 battery is here.
Enemy unit down.
And you can see that jumbo. I mean, look, it takes a hit. Look at it just bouncing. But it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. Range. But yeah, look at that jumbo. Just take it from the Panther. And one of the coolest units I really like is they have a jumbo 76 or this armor.
Enemy unit down.
Alright. Yeah, let's kick out some more jumbos, some 76ers, flame tank. Just get it all going here. Alright. If you're still hanging in here, I will go ahead and try to end this a little quicker. It looks like the bridge is out again.
Time to get out and each area less. Crew, look alive.
Look at the pirates are okay. Just gonna bomb the hell out of them.
105 battery is here.
Enemy unit down.
Ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually crazy how much artillery you're going down on them. And realistically, 'cause I think I built some more combat engineers. There they are. I could actually build 2 more. You could build 2 that aren't in, you know, emplacements. They're just, you know, they're just there. So.
Reinforcement underway.
Yeah, you can do a lot of artillery. God bless it. Some demolitions out this
We got
way.
live charges. Live charges. Get up there.
Enemy infantry destroyed. What are my coordinates?
Deploying construction ready for some battle. Gas stop, understood to go Sherman out. Heavy cav here. On the field, good to go.
Put her in gear.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan. I watched a lot of videos. People, you know, don't put the upgraded rounds on them. I mean, it does on their tanks. It does stink when they get blown up, and you just dumped X amount of dollars into, you know, getting these guys. I even put the bulldozers on them. You know, getting them souped up here with all the rounds and all this stuff, and then here they just get blown to hell, and you feel like you wasted some money. But
What are my coordinates?
you know, I really prefer to have it. Just
Firing
keep
artillery
shelling the
barrage.
darkness. I don't care. Jumbo's still squeaky clean over there. No, not a scratch on it.
Rangers ready.
We'll have him back to full strength in no time.
Just give me a rifle, 1 round, and point me at Berlin. Infantry. Go ahead. Ready for the
Have him
crowd.
back to full
That
strength
would
in
be
no
really
time.
nice. What I should probably
Reinforcement
do over here is
underway.
build an engineer.
We're all waiting
To
for
the war, Ranger. Orders.
combat group ready.
And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put a big, heavy 76 millimeter emplacement,
Enemy
and that
unit
will
down.
destroy any tanks that come in while I'm sitting here just bombing the hell out of them. The poor Z computer.
Commencing.
And here I've built another one.
Battery ready.
I wouldn't be surprised if the game just ends before I ever even get to see their base, because I'm going to be shelling them so bad. And I've actually had that happen before.
Strike with that barrage!
But normally you would never let anybody get this close to you and build all this artillery. And I mean, one mortar truck could have, you know, or whatever, not a mortar truck necessarily, but you know, any of their abilities, they could have like dropped firestorm on me or something.
Enemy unit down.
The only reason I can't build more is because I've reached the unit cap. Otherwise, I would be able
What are
to
my coordinates?
build more.
Engineer squad ready.
Blow these guys up.
Like a walk in the park.
Cav ready to take the field.
But as you can see, I mean, you can get kind of
Enemy
ridiculous
unit
with the
down.
artillery.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Let's go. Move it. I want noise discipline.
Engineers, pay attention.
Squad,
Ready for action. I want this bucket of bolts
Of
moving.
course, now I cannot build the anti-tank gun
Gassed up and good to go. Give her some
because
gas,
I'm out of
Tommy.
unit. My unit cap's been reached. I usually play another thing in Blitzkrieg and set it to no population. Excuse me. The only reason I have population on here is I was playing BK Fun mode, which just gives you super fast
Vehicle knocked
resource
out.
build up. Another thing, like here you have ambush lockdown.
Enemy unit down.
Take a bird there. So like ambush lockdown, if I can get it over here and cover and not knock this wall down, which
Cav is on the ground. Advance. Dozer, let's get it done.
not gonna work.
Stop!
It's got enough cover, but ambush lockdown, so
Cav, ready for action.
it'll tear up any tank that comes within range. It's pretty cool. Just like the anti-tank guns.
heavy enemy fire on our position! Let's go!
Jump off.
This is cavalry.
Target understood. Moving in.
Alright.
Confirmed.
And now that I can see
105
him,
battery here.
I almost have enough to build another artillery as far as
Barrage underway!
But yeah, when someone actually uses this against you, then it's not the computer. It's not fun. You gotta take it like this.
Cav is on this bucket of bolts moving.
Listen here, Rangers.
Let's go.
Ready for action.
Yeah, rolling.
Listen up, Rangers. Let's get that point, Rangers. They're pushing us
This
east.
is cavalry. Heavy Cav here. Good. Taking damage. Taking fire.
See, now here's the difference. Like here's a 76 when I bought high explosive rounds. I have to fire them
Forces are taking casualties.
Yep, they're pushing us east. Enemy
here. I
infantry.
have like phosphorus rounds. It's supposed to blind the enemy tanks. It doesn't actually do any damage.
Ready to go.
Rangers, listen here.
Where's my artillery?
105 ready.
Shake it and bake it. It's all the same to
Yep,
us.
sure can.
We're on building detail.
What are my coordinates?
What are my coordinates?
Alright.
Full sprint.
I know it's the
Commencing.
105 howitzer tank that it is.
Understood. Ready to field
Oh
weapons.
shit, they blew up all my jumbos.
Get us
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Panthers too much. Panthers
Enemy
are pretty
unit
deadly.
down.
Put us in the fight. Securing the church.
Take this over. I should be able to build a house here and then just reinforce these guys. Since ugh, that cover I can't ambush lockdown.
Fire on it.
high armor-piercing rounds for it.
Secured sector under attack.
Heavy cav here.
And you'll see too, with that reinforcement
Have 'em back to
upgrade
full
I
strength in
bought,
no
and these
time.
guys will reinforce very quickly.
Reinforcement underway.
And it is
We're all
cheaper.
reinforced.
Troop!
Say it's
Have 'em
45.
back
I
to
think
full
it's normally
strength in no time.
50. It might be more normally.
Need something? Yes, sir.
All right.
Someone call the cavalry.
All right. Yeah, I'm not used to playing with
What
a
are my
pop cap,
coordinates?
so I really can't pump anything else out. So I'm kind of stuck with the units that I have. But yeah, I mean that's another problem, I guess, with building all this when you have a pop cap. Spend all this.
Battery
I think it's like 35 pop cap for one of these guys. I'm gonna make them pay.
Battery ready.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Come on, kill this thing.
Roger that. They're hitting one of our forward emplacements, trying to take our territory. Enemy unit
Wow.
down.
You don't have any recon without a recon piece.
Harder taking damage.
With these guys. Is that a tiger?
Roger that.
They're hitting one of our
God.
forward emplacements, trying to take our territory.
Draw them out. I can use this on them.
Roger that.
Get lucky and some strays might hit them.
Squad is ready.
This guy can't build the big tank emplacements. Ah, that's not good. Some vision.
Engineer squad ready.
Come over here, and we will build that.
Ready
And
for
you
orders, sir.
guys fix
Fix her up
this.
as good as new. All right, men. On the double, for the fighting.
Confirmed.
Rifles ready for battle. Move on, men. Tactical spacing. It's as
Yeah,
good
they're
as
not
done.
gonna push either.
105, battery here. Barrage is on the way. 105.
All right. Well, if
here.
you're still hanging around,
Let's leave the way. Barrage underway.
pretty much at my pop cap, and I have a
What am I
gazillion. I can delete these units. I can kill them. I really probably don't have to. Yeah, see. I mean, you can just eventually artillery him to death, but it does take up a big chunk of your pop cap unless you're playing, you know, no pop cap. Problem is, you still, well, you can only still build 4, but it's on a really big map. They can't reach that far anyway, so. But there you have it. For those of you that hung around beyond the point where I said that's about it, I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, you know, or if there's something you'd like to see me do differently, just leave a comment. Let me know. I plan on doing a tutorial for all of them. Again, I'll probably go through, show you everything, and if you want to hang around and just watch me kill off the rest of the computer, that's up to you. Alright, thanks. See you soon.